Hi, I'm Ashley,
And I'm Matt.
and this is the Room for Creativity podcast, where we explore how creative ventures and being a creative fit into this tech-driven world.
Now, because this is our first episode, you'll be getting a bit of an introduction to the both of us.
Yep.
And then we'll be describing what we mean exactly when we say room for creativity.
Yep, so if you like the idea of this and you want to follow along on our adventure, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. As well, leave a comment with any ideas you have. We want to hear from you. So, without further ado, let's dive in.
All right.
All right. Do you want to start by giving a little bit of an intro into who we are as a partnership?
Sure. So we are two creatives who have been married for 11 years.
Correct.
And have known each other for double that length of time.
So long.
Yeah, we met years ago at my old high school in the music room, so we came to this marriage through a creative avenue, and we're going to be exploring another one through this podcast.
That's so exciting to me. I love that we get to share those kind of creative ventures together. It's been, we've been very fortunate through the years to both have successes in our relative spaces. And we are also two people that have seen, I don't know quite how to put it, seen different elements creep in to change those spaces. We'll go into that a little bit more in a minute, but it's really amazing that we've had a chance to go on this journey together, and this is a great moment where we get to actually expand that circle and bring you in to become part of it as well.
So as part of introducing ourselves to our new friends, why don't you give us a little bit of a rundown of your creative life?
Okay, I guess I can do that. My name's Ashley. I do a lot of knitting, weaving, making my own yarn. I fell down the rabbit hole hard when I started doing textile arts.
She'd be raising her own sheep if I'd let her.
He's not wrong. I wouldn't have to buy wool at that point. So, I mean, that's economical, isn't it?
No, because we'd be having to buy sheep food.
Oh, yeah. Well, I still want sheep. No.
Maybe someday.
Yes, the hobby farm later, right? Anyway, I was raised in Oshawa, went to a performing arts school when I was in high school, and I was fortunate enough to, of course, go to school and meet Matt in North Bay, where I also did study some music while I was doing my English degree. Came back down, did journalism. I've always been the quirky kid. I mean, I came out of the womb that way, according to my parents, and I've just never really slowed down on that. I live loud. And it has led me to be very creative in a lot of aspects. My biggest space is in, I would say, writing, other than maybe doing the textiles, because that's where I could put down all of my crazy ideas, write stories, just kind of get it all out there. And I was applauded for my creativity in those spaces, as well as my music abilities. So it was really wonderful to find those outlets, especially for me as a kid, because I was, as I said, a little quirky.
I know what I'm going to get you for Christmas this year.
Oh,
it's one
no.
of those signs that say live, laugh, love, but you're just going to say live, laugh, loud.
Yeah. Live life loud.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
But I digress.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no. That's part of the fun. My background is, at this point, if we're going with adults, is a lot of marketing, communications, nonfiction, journalistic, kind of factual writing. Though I still do love to write creatively, I just don't get as much time to do so. Hint, hint on why we're doing this. But also, I did a bit of marketing while I was working in different spaces, and those are amazing things for me because I just get to sit there and throw out idea after idea, and it just fills my cup. I love it.
Sounds ideal.
Oh gosh. I judge you for that.
I'm sure they do too.
If I don't know if I've said my last name, but my last name is Idle. So, yeah.
Nothing. I was gonna say nothing, but that doesn't make any sense. Never mind.
I don't know.
They're not all gonna hit. I'm gonna try, but not all of them are gonna hit.
That's part of being creative. It's part of the process.
Exactly.
But Matt, give us a little bit about you. Like, you did tell us a little bit about how you are from North Bay in our introduction.
I am from North Bay. I've been living in Southern Ontario for, over 20 years at this point. I am an award-winning musician, composer, and photographer. I went to school for music. I did not go to school and study photography. I kind of came to that late in life, which sounds kind of funny to say when I'm not even 40 yet. Comparatively late in life. So I don't have the maybe depth and breadth of knowledge of photography that I do about music, which I did study. I've performed in many groups around Southern Ontario. I've won awards for my compositions, and it is very difficult to try to balance more than one creative avenue. I will say that.
Especially when you have a day job.
Especially when you have a day job, to try to make room for everything is difficult. So I will be learning how to do this along with all of you.
Yeah. So I mentioned, I came out of the womb being a little bit kooky. Mm-hmm. How did you come to being creative, or what really made it go, this is me now?
It was very quick. It was in grade 7 when we started instrumental music, mm-hmm. and I was given an alto saxophone, and I just remember standing there that day, looking at this thing in my hands and thinking, yeah, this is what I want to do. So there was no working up to it. There was no exploring and, finding myself. It was given to me in the form of a saxophone. I thought, yeah, I want to do this. I have things I want to say, and I'm going to find ways to do that.
That's something I find I hear a lot when I'm talking to creatives, is I just am. It wasn't something that I had to find or come to or anything like that. I am a creative person. I found what works for me as a creative, or my outlet, but I am a creative person. It's not about the means.
You don't find it one day on the street thinking, oh, there's some creativity. I'm going to pick that up and use that for a bit. It just is, something you kind of are.
It's true. And I will say, I'm definitely that. And most, I think I can say honestly, most anyone that is creative that we know, and we know quite a few creative people, that's just their way.
And I think everybody is creative in some way. You might not think that you are, but you are. And we will be getting into that sort of thing as we go on.
Yeah.
But I think it's something that's inherent in everybody. It's
Absolutely.
Not something special.
No. Now, we've told you a little bit about ourselves and who we are. And I think it's important now to tell you a little bit about where actually making the podcast versus sitting here and just being, the creative people that we are, came from. And I'll start with, frankly, because it's important. We've had this podcast mic for a long time, and we had a lot of false starts, and the reason was because there was nothing that actually gave us that final push, that final drive. I think I can say that safely for both of us.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, but this one, it was always that idea, that ideal.
Yeah, it's sort of, it's our generation's, we should buy a bar. Except it's, we should start a podcast. It's become that. Everybody seems to have a podcast.
You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong.
I know, that's
funny.
why I said it.
That's funny. I know you know that's funny, but that's funny. So eventually we just kicked ourselves in the butt. Now, I will say I also have a little bit more time on my hands right now, which helped with that because I had the time to work on all the groundwork. But it really did come down to, we decided this was something we really needed to see more of.
Even though it feels harder and more expensive than starting a bar.
At times, you don't realize, it's like, why am I missing this? Why is this not working? Oh, I need to buy a new cord. And it just adds up. Anyway.
Will we get to hire staff at some point?
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
But we'll get there. We'll get there. This is all a learning process. This is part of being creative. And you get to come along on this journey with us.
So, we've had a bit of an introduction to the two of us. Now we need to get to the second part, which is, what do we mean when we say room for creativity? What do we mean?
Well, I think I know that I love this name because it's one we came up with.
Mm-hmm.
And two, which is actually a two-part answer, so maybe three things. It has two meanings, the name. One is literal, one is more tangible, and one is a little bit more...
Metaphysical?
Metaphorical.
Oh, metaphorical. Metaphysical.
Good try. 10 points, but...
I kind of like that better, though. So metaphysical.
But it's not right.
Doesn't have to be. It's creativity.
Anywho. Yes, you're right. So one is physical and one is a little bit more metaphorical.
Oh, you almost said it.
I almost did.
Started something.
I digress, though. Did you want to talk a little bit about the physical side of it?
Well, yeah, okay, so coming at it as a musician, you sort of look at it like, you start in a practice room working on whatever you're working on, and then after that you move to a rehearsal space where you're meeting with colleagues and you start to work on, the final presentation, and then you get to a concert hall where you invite an audience in to see what you've done. So that's kind of the three levels of it. I mean, that applies to anything, right? A dark room for photography to a gallery. It's the physical space, even in your house, that you make and you delineate specifically to create.
You're absolutely right. The other side, the metaphorical side, and this is the side I really wanted to talk about because I am Princess ADHD. Not diagnosed princess, diagnosed ADHD, though. Just so that we're...
Can you be diagnosed a princess? Is that a diagnosis? Is that in the DSM?
I don't know, but I know a few princesses in my time. Yeah. I've known a few.
Were they diagnosed?
They'd probably tell you they are. They identify as princess.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
I say that just so that I'm not just using it as a turn of phrase. But it's so easy to be distracted for me. And I know that I'm not alone. I may have a little bit of an extra spicy sort of level of that, but everybody is so distracted nowadays, and it is so easy to be distracted.
Oh God, these are the best / worst things to ever happen. They are so distracting, but they are also so useful.
Yeah, but I mean, think of the power you have. You literally have a computer in your pocket. Our computers when we were kids, or the family computer, I should say, it was never ours. Those were 512 megabytes. And they were going, you won't need anything at more than 2 gigabytes in this world.
You'll never need more than that. What would you be possibly doing that would need more than this?
I don't know, but I have a 5 terabyte hard drive plus the 2 terabyte hard drive sitting upstairs.
Yeah. So they're the best worst things. I mean, it's great to scroll around Instagram and maybe get some inspiration on different things, look at pictures or whatever. But it's very easy to start walking along that path and then fall into that rabbit hole. And I am guilty of that too. I'll be looking at a master class for double bass or a scrolling score or something, and then very quickly I'm off to people restoring iron knives, and it's very quickly just kind of a wash.
Oh yeah.
So
No, I mean, I have a literal example from very recently in my life. My mom, it was her birthday in May, and she asked me for a tea cozy for her birthday and a pair of socks. I knit, as I mentioned. So I went on to the site where everyone gets their knitting patterns, really, Ravelry. On the front page, there's always some articles, so I start there. All of a sudden, I'm reading the articles. Then I'm like, wait a minute, I need to be doing this. I go in, I start looking at patterns. I go through a bunch of patterns. I can't find what I'm looking for. I go over to Reddit. I go to the subreddit for knitting. You see where this is going. It starts to spiral very quickly.
it does.
And it's very easy to all of a sudden lose an evening, lose multiple evenings, when you could be doing the things that fulfill you.
But it takes being almost aggressively intentional on doing it.
I would not disagree on that.
You know, it does kind of remind me of, though, that George Carlin bit that we were watching the other day, where he he's talking about drugs in the creative process, which is not our scope. If you want that, go talk to someone else. But he's saying that, you know, some of the harder things, I think he phrases it, some things don't let you let them go. And he says pot does, and thank God for that. But I feel like social media can be the same kind of thing. It can be very hard to let it go sometimes. So, as I said, you need to be very intentional over not allowing it to take over.
We will get into my opinions on social media at another time. Because I have many. And some of them are surprisingly negative for somebody who's worked in it as long as I have. But I digress. We talk about how we have boundless opportunities right now. But you have to wade through a quagmire of slop to be able to have that opportunity. And our point with this is that we want you to have that space, and we want to help you create that space. So, again, I mention like and subscribe. That way you get to follow along. You get to be part of this journey. And this is a time when you can literally just, put it on YouTube, turn on your favorite streaming service, let it play for the half hour that it usually plays, and then, do what you want to do.
And while we go down this journey, please feel free to comment, send us emails, get in touch. We would love to hear your thoughts. We're trying to build a community here. And along with that, we will be having guests on as we go through the show. We're going to be inviting other creatives and tech experts on to discuss their views on how all these concepts intersect, which I think will be a lot of fun.
Yes, because honestly, while the two of us have very different opinions on certain things, there is a reason that we have been married for 11 years. There are a lot of things we really agree on, and we think that being creative, you need to be able to hear those different opinions, even if they're dissenting. It's good for ideas to be pushed back on. That's how we create. No good piece of art has been loved by everyone.
I forget where I heard it. Somebody said if you're making everyone happy with what you're doing, you're not doing it right. Something to that effect.
Yeah, well, you're definitely not making art.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to say that. That's a little bit mean. Because everybody's creative passion takes a different path and a different form.
Right.
So, anyway, we are obviously two people that like to talk to each other. And we like to talk to other people that have really interesting ideas.
So stay tuned.
Yeah. Another thing to expect from us is that we are looking not just at what's happening today and those intersections between creativity and technology. We are also looking at historical dives into tech that disrupted the way that we did things. maybe as a craftsperson or as an artist, just those things that changed how and what we looked at as maybe a creative venture.
So you will be getting a history lesson. Make sure you take notes because there will be some tests.
He's lying.
I am lying. History was my worst subject in school. I wouldn't do that to you.
Yeah. So every week, make sure you tune in. Today, I know we're running a little bit shorter, but you can expect about 30-minute episodes from us. And for the next couple, we are going to be looking a little bit more at how we're defining creativity and technology, respectively. Then we are off to the races.
Right.
I think after that, the next one we're looking at is possibly photography.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Yes, it should be interesting.
So check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as wherever you get your podcasts.
Absolutely. We'll be at Room for Creativity Pod. That's all one word. You can also find our website at roomforcreativitypod.com or reach out to us at roomforcreativitypod@gmail.com.
You can also check me out on Instagram at Donnelly Matthew J.
And I am on Idle Hands Creative at Instagram as well. One other thing you can do to just have a little bit of fun and maybe interact with us is leave some comments down below. If there's something you want to see in the future, if you have any questions for us, we want to hear it.
Let us know.
Any constructive ideas on how to make this even better? This is not just our space, this is yours. And we want to bring you the best that we can.
So, thank you very much for showing up to our first podcast.
Yeah,
I was going to say video, but...
Our first episode. And honestly, I look forward to making many more and sharing all of this with you.
Yeah.
It's going to be a heck of a journey.
Thanks again, and we will see you all next week.
Take care.